Welcome to the 2020 Georgia Engineering Awards, honoring the very best of the engineering profession. Please welcome back to the stage the President and CEO of the American Council of Engineering Companies of Georgia, Michael Sullivan.
That's better. That's better. I think each and every one of you should get an award tonight. Do we have enough awards left over? Awesome. Everybody gets an award. You get an award. You get an award. You get an award. Thank you guys so much. Have I told you how great it is to see you all in real life? Or, as we learned a couple of weeks ago from the commander of the Army Corps of Engineers, Savannah District, F2F. We're all here face to face. It really is fantastic to see you guys. We are so excited to be here, and we appreciate our partners at the Whitley Hotel for working so hard with us to ensure we could host this event safely. So, you know the rules, right? Stay 6 feet apart, wear your mask when you're not at your table, and please, no handshaking or hugging. For some of you, this is basically every middle school party or dance that you ever attended. So you should have that muscle memory. Shouldn't be a problem. You should be good. Also, for some of you, this is a great time to whip out the greeting that you all perfected back in middle school. It's a great way to greet each other. I highly recommend it. Brittany, can you do that? No? Not everybody can do that. Obviously, this is not the 500-person event, black tie event that we had planned for you back in March, and some of our award winners and guests were understandably unable to join us today, but we are recording and live streaming this event, both the awards brunch that happened earlier today, as well as tonight's awards dinner, to allow anyone who couldn't be here in person to watch. So the actual audience is bigger than just what you see in the room, and this is true. I can verify that at least one person watched the awards this afternoon, and I think there's thousands probably watching it right now. So the camera's back there. If you guys will all turn around and wave to everybody and say hi. Hey, guys. Millions of people around the world right now, as far as you know, and no one here can disprove that, are watching this award. So please be on your best behavior. Millions are watching. The eyes of the world, at least a couple people, are watching right now, are on us tonight. Something else that's even bigger than what you'll see while you're in this room is the list of award winners. That's right, when we divided the attendees for this, again, big 500-person event into two smaller events, we also divided all of the awards into two events. So, you're mostly just going to see tonight the awards for those who were able to attend the awards dinner and not seeing the awards that we awarded earlier today at the awards brunch. More on that particular point. Each of you have at your table a lovely, really quite fancy program. A very sleek, very expensive program that we prepared back in March that is completely wrong now. The factual information of who won the awards, that's accurate, but the order in which we are giving out the awards obviously has changed a little bit. So if you happen to be one of those rare engineers who has a little bit of OCD, I know that's very uncommon in our industry, but if you happen to be one of the 95% of engineers who have that, we do have for you a QR code. Look at that. You get your cameras out right now. You can use the QR code that will pop up and a completely accurate list of what awards will be given out in what order so that none of you start sweating and twitching because you don't know what's coming next. Also, since we did break the awards into two, and we did give out a bunch of awards earlier today, and that was a great crowd, by the way. I mean, you guys have a lot to live up to. In fact, I'll get to some of what you have to live up to in just a little bit later. Great crowd, lots of awards given out earlier today. We thought it'd be good to go ahead and give you the benefit of listing the award winners who were honored earlier today. So without any further ado, let me list those who were honored at our brunch event earlier today. First, the Engineering Organization Volunteer of the Year was Stefka Vachiva with Heath and Linebeck. Give her a round of applause. Stefka, we know that you're watching. I mean, what else would a 20-something young woman be doing on a Saturday evening but watching Part 2 of the Georgia Engineering Awards? The Young Engineer of the Year, Holly Painter with KCI Technologies. Holly probably is watching, actually. The Engineer of the Year in Government, Meg Perkle with the Georgia Department of Transportation. And Meg was not able to be with us at the lunch, but I know that she was watching because she was texting Albert Shelby about the jokes that we were making in the award ceremony in real time. So she was watching the live stream. 2020 Employer of the Year, Jacobs. The Engineering Excellence Merit Award winners who were honored earlier today, Gresham Smith for the State Route 10, US 78 at State Route 124 Displaced Left Turn. And Modern Mobility Partners for the Virginia Avenue Smart Corridor Study. The Engineering Excellence Honor Award winners who were honored earlier today, Michael Baker International for the Runway 21L EMAS. American Engineers for the Setting Down Road at Martin Road Roundabout. And the Engineering Excellence State Award winners who were honored earlier today, Pond for the Samsung Electronics Complex 3 expansion. RS&H for the Hardscrabble Green Loop Complete Streets project. Atkins for the Renew Atlanta T-Splosh Management program. VHB for the Bay Street widening in Savannah. And Michael Baker International for the Cortlandt Street Bridge replacement. Because of the importance of these next awards, the Engineering Influence, the Engineering Impact, and the Engineer of the Year Lifetime Achievement Award, both of those, because of their importance, are being presented at both of today's events. And don't forget, two very important awards that are not being given at brunch or dinner tonight, the People's Choice Award and the Engineering Excellence Grand Prize Awards will both be announced live on Zoom. And we could all use more Zoom in our life, couldn't we? I just can't get enough of it personally. This Monday at 11 a.m., hop onto Zoom and watch the awarding of those awards. And as far as you know, millions around the world will be watching with you. Let's give all of our award winners from earlier today a big round of applause. You know, this event is made possible by the participation of all the engineering organizations that make up the Georgia Engineering Alliance, each of which nominate candidates for the Volunteer of the Year Award and for the Georgia Society of Professional Engineers' various Engineer of the Year Awards. And they also help sponsor this event. The Georgia Engineering Alliance, or GEA, is a partnership of Georgia's engineering associations, and we want to thank all the GEA associations that chose to support the Georgia Engineering Awards. They are the American Council of Engineering Companies of Georgia, my personal favorite, the Georgia section of the American Society of Civil Engineers, the Georgia chapter, shout out, we got a lot of ASC people in the room, in the house, Georgia chapter of the American Society of Highway Engineers, yes, I am the whitest man you've ever seen, the Georgia Engineering Foundation, double woo there. There's only like 6 people that are on the board of the Georgia Engineering Foundation, so you're never going to get a huge crowd. It's like 6 max. Georgia Society of Professional Engineers, the Georgia Institute of Transportation Engineers, the Intelligent Transportation Society of Georgia, the Structural Engineers Association of Georgia, and the Women's Transportation Seminar Atlanta chapter. Let's give them all a round of applause. We are also honored to have with us, I mean, really everybody in the room is a VIP, but there are some that are a little bit more V than the rest. And we are honored to have with us Georgia Public Service Commissioner Tim Echols here with us in the house. Please give him a warm welcome, a warm engineering industry welcome. Tim is a great friend to our industry and a great soldier for Georgia. And finally, and most importantly, we want to thank our sponsors, because there is no way in hell we could pull off 2 events like we have pulled off today without the support, the generous support of our sponsors. First, our presenting sponsors, Atkins. Atkins strives for excellence, both in the projects they work on and in the way they develop their business and their people. Atkins is a proud supporter of ACEC Georgia and is honored to be here celebrating engineering excellence in Georgia. Jacobs. Jacobs' focus on building long-term client relationships has helped them become one of the largest and most diverse companies in our industry. Today, there are 52,000 employees, including 975 employees in Georgia, deliver innovative, comprehensive solutions to their clients in transportation, water, environmental, planning, operations and maintenance, program and construction management, and much, much more. The University of Georgia College of Engineering. The University of Georgia's College of Engineering is committed to empowering a new generation of engineers. Their students connect challenging coursework and bedrock theoretical understanding with uncommon, hands-on, real-world experience. They're driven by a spirit of learning, discovery, and innovation that distinguishes Bulldog engineers from all others. Go Dogs! I hear some things going on in the crowd. I'm choosing to ignore them. VHB. VHB's passionate team of 1,600 engineers, scientists, planners, and designers provides consulting services to clients in the transportation, real estate, institution, and energy markets. VHB is ranked among the top design firms by ENR and partners with clients from more than 30 offices along the East Coast, including the metropolises of Atlanta and Beaufort. I swear to God that's in the script. 30 offices. They picked 2. Atlanta, Beaufort. Shout out to Gwinnett County. To improve mobility, enhance communities, and economic vitality, and balance development and infrastructure needs with environmental stewardship. Give them a big round of applause. Speaking of our presenting sponsors, now would be a good time to let you know that we have 3 signature drinks at the bar named after 3 of our presenting sponsors. We have, let's see if I can remember them, the Atkins Irish Coffee, the Jacobs Juice, which sounds like something you get at a frat party served out of a bathtub. But it's delicious. It's delicious, as is the stuff that you have in the frat party served out of a bathtub. And my personal favorite, the VHB Bloody Mary. You can get all those drinks at the bar. Tip your bartenders. Don't forget to tip your bartenders. Now please join me in thanking our platinum sponsor, Pond. Next, our gold sponsors. Did I skip ahead? I did not. American Engineers, Georgia Tech College of Engineering, R2, give them a round of applause. I understand it's a very good engineering school. Very good engineering school. Great school to go to if you want to be an engineer. If you want to cheer for a football team, maybe not. By the way, how are they managing to social distance Georgia Tech games this season? That must be really tough. That's not nice. I'm sorry. Fair point. We wouldn't even play you. I'm so scared. R2T, Rochester and Associates, RS&H, United Consulting, and WSP. Give them a big round of applause. Give a really big round of applause to the Georgia Tech College of Engineering, the finest engineering college in all of the United States. You know what they generate? Hell of a engineers. That's what they generate. What, is that a song? Oh, that's just my personal opinion. Is there a song that? Wow. All right. And thank you to our silver sponsors whose names you see on the screen behind me. I would also like to sincerely thank all of the individuals who had to cancel their in-person participation for this event, but who nevertheless generously chose to donate the cost of their ticket to this event. We really, really appreciate that, and we appreciate all of our sponsors for their generous support. Let's give all of our sponsors a big round of applause. And the fact is, we needed that support a lot more than we did back in March. We lost a lot of money when we chose to cancel this event back in March. You may recall 2 days before the event. Yes, hotels do buy the food more than 2 days before the event. So we lost a lot of money, and we had to make quite a few cuts to our expenses. So instead of this being the point where I introduce to you 2 talented actor comedians from Emmy award-winning television shows like we had planned back in March, we had to go in a very different and much cheaper direction. And by cheaper, what I mean is free. Your MC this afternoon is someone who deserves no introduction. Emmys, Oscars, Grammys, he's watched them all on TV. He once appeared on Saturday Night Live's famed Studio 8H stage with everyone else on the NBC studio tour. I can say to you honestly, of all of the MCs we've had for the Georgia Engineering Awards, he is by far the most recent. That's right, it's me. Thank you both. Thank you both. No, please. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. You know, the brunch was so much fun. You know what I decided? I decided, hey, I want to do it again. So here I am. I do have some logistics for you before we get started. So for all of our award winners, we're going to place your award. You were expecting the sound to go out, weren't you? I got a mic. We're going to place your award, which means I can walk through the crowd, just so you know. We're going to place your award right here on the table. The stairs are right here. So guess which side of the stage you're going to come to? This side of the stage. You're going to grab your award. You're going to come up. This is what we like to call the photo area. This is the X that marks the spot. You want to kind of stand here. Jennifer, our lovely photographer, Jennifer Stalkup, ladies and gentlemen, who has also been here all day with us. Jennifer's going to take your picture. And so I said, you have to wear your mask when you're not at your table, right? One exception, when you're getting your picture taken. You do not have to wear your mask for your picture. However, think about this. A mask is a great way to hide chubby cheeks and a double chin. Trust me, I have some experience. It's like Spanx for your face. So while you can take your mask off, you don't have to. Just throwing that out there. All right, let's hand out some awards. It's an award show after all. And congratulate some winners. Who's ready to get on with the show? All right. You know, it's often said that engineering is a team sport because engineering isn't about just one person doing everything by themselves. It's about a team working together to come up with the most creative solutions to what the client is trying to achieve. Successful projects are the most visible and lasting result of that kind of team effort. And the ACEC Georgia Engineering Excellence Awards recognize those outstanding engineering projects which demonstrate the highest degree of merit and ingenuity. The project winners are selected by a committee of judges who represent a variety of engineering disciplines. Our 2020 Engineering Excellence judges were Jim Croy, CEO of Croy Engineering. Tracy Rathbone-Stiff, Executive Director of the Town Center CID. Wendy Dyson with Atkins. Saru Bhattacharya with Parsons. And Holly Painter with KCI Technologies. Please join me in thanking this year's Engineering Excellence judges. They had a tough task. These Engineering Excellence judges were tasked with reviewing applications for 33 different projects and then deciding which of those projects would be honored with the first, second, and third place awards. And not all projects receive an award. There are no participation trophies. Third place awards get merit awards, second place or honor awards, and the first place awards receive the state awards. And out of all the state award winners, one project is chosen for the overall grand prize award, which you may have heard me mention earlier, will be broadcast live on Zoom at 11 a.m. on Monday morning. Tune in. Millions of people will be watching. All of our state award winners are also eligible to enter the National Engineering Excellence Award competition. With that, please join me in congratulating this year's Merit Award winners. Kun Young Chu and Associates for the structural evaluation of the Mathis City Auditorium. Oasis Consulting Services for the Gillum Logistics Center, Building 150. Kimley Horn for the Capitol Square Extension. Uzin and Case for the Candida Building for Innovative Sustainable Design at Georgia Tech. And Prime Engineering for the Georgia International Convention Center Area Development Program. Congratulations to each of our Merit Award winners. Remember what I said a few seconds ago about engineering being a team sport? That's true. I stand by that. But every team needs its quarterbacks, its captains, its coaches. Sometimes one person really does make all the difference. And GSPE's Engineer of the Year Awards recognize the outstanding engineers for their individual achievements in the various fields of professional engineering. The selection process for these awards is based on the engineer's contributions to the profession, the public welfare, and humankind. The categories for the 2020 Engineer of the Year Awards are Engineering Student of the Year, Young Engineer of the Year, Engineer of the Year in Education, Engineer of the Year in Construction, Engineer of the Year in Government, Engineer of the Year in Industry, Engineer of the Year in Private Practice, the Georgia Engineer of the Year, and the Lifetime Achievement Award in Engineering. The first Engineer of the Year award we are presenting tonight is for Engineering Student of the Year, and it goes to Ariel Dornish from Mercer University. So I thought it would be fun to give out a few interesting fun facts about our award winners tonight. Some of these facts may not be true. Ariel is a graduate student at Mercer University. She earned her undergraduate degree back in May and is now pursuing her graduate degree in environmental engineering. She's a founding member and president of the student chapter of the American Society of Civil Engineers at Mercer's, and it's called the Barely Civil Engineers Club. That's true, and it's super funny. In fact, someone should get an award for that. That's awesome. Barely Civil Engineers. Because, Mercer's mascot is the Bears. Yeah. So speaking of that, when she was at Mercer as an undergrad, she convinced Mercer's president to acquire a live grizzly bear to serve as the team mascot at Mercer football games. The president was later forced to resign when the bear got loose and mauled several members of the opposing team. But on the bright side, the other team had to forfeit, so it was a win for Mercer. So, it's genius, really. She participated in several social justice-focused research projects organized by Mercer University, including the Mercer on Mission to the Dominican Republic, and she interned at Geotechnical and Environmental Consultants and ESG Engineering. Please congratulate Ariel Dornish. Congratulations. I think the bear was a great idea, personally. Next, please join me in congratulating the GSPE Engineer of the Year in Construction, Kun Young Chu, with Kun Young Chu and Associates. Unfortunately, the award-winning Mr. Chu was unable to join us tonight, but I'd like to invite his son, Mr. Jeffrey Chu, who is an accomplished engineer in his own right, to the stage to accept the award on behalf of his father. Fun facts about Kun Young Chu. All of these are true, by the way, because I'm a little afraid of him. I should be, right? Right? Yeah. Renowned for his design and oversight of construction for hundreds of military, industrial, institutional, and other private facilities, his hangar design for the ACEC aircraft has been constructed at U.S. military bases all over the world and has been used to establish U.S. military construction standards. It was also nominated for a presidential award. His engineering innovations include a prefabricated rafter for low-cost housing projects, an inverted pyramid roof support, introduced auger cast piles and roller compacted concrete pavement into southeastern U.S. construction. That's pretty engineering. That's really engineering stuff right there. And auger cast piles. has 28 engineering awards to his credit, and is also a published author of 2 books. Both of these books are available on Amazon.com. Both of them have 5-star ratings and are about the fascinating story of Mr. Chu's incredible life growing up in Taiwan, being drafted into Chiang Kai-shek's army, true story, right? And later immigrating to the United States and experiencing all the success that this award represents. Please join me again in congratulating Kung Young Chu for winning this award. Thank you, Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey. Moving next to our next GSPE Engineer of the Year Award, please join me in congratulating Dr. Renee Butler with Kennesaw State University, the 2020 Engineer of the Year in Education. A few fun facts about Dr. Butler. She's the Associate Dean of the Southern Polytechnic College of Engineering and Engineering Technology at Kennesaw State University. She has to order extra long business cards in order to fit Associate Dean of the Southern Polytechnic College of Engineering and Engineering Technology at Kennesaw University on them. She's also a professor in the Systems and Industrial Engineering Department at KSU. She's a proven leader with more than 15 years of experience in academia. She spent the last year serving as the interim dean of the College of Engineering. She previously served as the founding department chair of the Systems and Mechanical Engineering Department. Under her leadership, the program earned its initial ABET accreditation. And ABET had to revise the name field on all of its electronic forms in order to accommodate Southern Polytechnic College of Engineering and Engineering Technology at Kennesaw State University. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Renee Butler. Most of that was true. It's a really long name, but I work for the American Council of Engineering Companies of Georgia, which is not a short one. Please join me in congratulating the Engineer of the Year in Industry, John Pearson with the Georgia Tech Research Institute. Everywhere he goes, John has a huge fan club. That's a fun fact about John Pearson. Here are some more. He's a principal research engineer with the Georgia Tech Research Institute, the applied research component of Georgia Tech. He's an environmental engineer focused on industrial treatment processes, remediation, restoration, and stormwater. His engineering accomplishments include technological innovations that address improving water reuse for food, safety, and quality. He serves on the board of directors for the Georgia section of ACEC, and when he was in college, he was a bouncer in a bar called the Double Deuce. His life story later became the basis for the movie Roadhouse, starring Patrick Swayze. He also designs and builds support structures for the very large moving costumes used by the Georgia Metro Dance Theater. Please congratulate John Pearson. Congratulations to Anita Atkinson with Patterson and Dewar Engineers, winner of the Engineer of the Year in Private Practice. Some fun facts about Anita Atkinson. She's a vice president at Patterson and Dewar Engineers. She leads the engineering and surveying department, which includes electrical engineers, civil engineers, and surveyors. She specializes in designing vital power delivery infrastructures for electric utilities. She's a licensed professional engineer in 7 states. She has a license to kill in 4 states. Her experience includes transmission and distribution power line engineering for power utilities across the Southeast, and her favorite song is Brown Eyed Girl. She has convinced every guy she's ever dated that that's their song. But it's not their song. It's about a brown-eyed girl. It's her song. Anyway, when she's not at work, she enjoys volunteering with the Georgia Engineering Foundation, ASCE Georgia Section, North Point Community Church, and serving adults with special needs through in-community. Please welcome to the stage and congratulate Anita Atkinson, the Engineer of the Year in Private Practice. Congratulations. Switching back to the Engineering Excellence Awards, congratulations to R2T on their honor award for the City of Atlanta Water Distribution System Model Calibration and Capital Improvement Plan Development. I just said that. Congratulate them. Facing the combined challenges of aging infrastructure, renewed growth, water conservation, and tight budgets, R2T was tasked with updating the City of Atlanta's Water Distribution System Capital Improvement Plan, or CIP. To tackle this project, R2T created the City of Atlanta's first fully GIS integrated distribution model. This innovative new tool was essential in building confidence in the capacity projections and future water demand forecasts that were the basis of the new plan. The model provided decision makers with strong justification for each recommended project and is now being utilized by one of the largest water utilities in the country. Thank you, Brittany. Let's give Brittany love, our lovely awards assistant tonight, a warm round of applause. Unfortunately, the R2 team could not be here tonight, but we congratulate Kim and George Aji, along with the whole R2T team for this award-winning project. You can. Earlier today, I was informed that I am not allowed to keep the awards that I accept on behalf of those who couldn't be with us. And we'll probably send them to them. We probably will, right? Yeah, totally, maybe. There's some really nice awards over there. Our next honor award goes to Uzin and Case for the 725 Ponce Project. Accepting the award is Rob Weilacher, principal with Uzin and Case. And the 725 project is a mixed-use development by New City Properties located on the Atlanta Beltline between North Avenue and Ponce de Leon Avenue. The project includes parking on the first several levels, 14 stories of office space, and a Kroger grocery store. The project featured an exposed structural concrete frame and the use of carbon cure technology to reduce the project's carbon footprint. In addition, very tall columns, complex elevated amphitheater stairs, and a picture-framed window elements were included as signature design elements. Rob, coming up the stage. Congratulations to you and to Uzin Case. Congratulations. Our last honor award of the evening, not our last award of the evening, don't get up yet, last honor award of the evening goes to CHA Consulting for the US 27 at Custer Road Interchange Improvement Project. Accepting the award are Ian Maxfield, Project Manager, and Joe Macrina, Executive Vice President and Director of Operations, both with CHA Consulting. That's right, Joe, you have to come up. The US Highway 27 at Custer Road Interchange Improvements in Columbus, Georgia, was one of the first projects under GDOT's TIA program to be led by the City of Columbus. The project included modifications for public access to the new Fort Benning Technology Park, a mixed-use development. Due to the security constraints around Fort Benning, a unique combination of interchange types was proposed, and this accomplished the project's goals and garnered support of the 4 major stakeholders. The project was delivered at 70% under construction budget, which seemed a little high to me, and will provide significant benefits to Fort Benning and the surrounding community. Congratulations to CHA. I think it was 70% of the construction budget, right? 70% under would be really impressive, though, wouldn't it? All right, it's time to get serious, because the later we get in the evening, the bigger the awards get. Literally, bigger the awards get. And now we're getting to the biggest project awards, the Engineering Excellence State Awards. The first state award in the category of water resources, waste, or stormwater goes to W.K. Dixon & Company for the City of Dahlonega Wastewater Facility Renovations.
The City of Dahlonega was dealing with an aging wastewater treatment plant negatively affecting the community and the environment. W.K. Dixon was tasked with updating the plant's equipment and operations, resulting in a more efficient and environmentally compliant facility.
The process of implementation always starts with a wastewater treatment plant with understanding the operators that you're working with. Understand what their challenges on a daily basis are with that plant, the nuances of that plant, so that as we implement the technologies, we can incorporate the things that make their job easier on a daily basis. So we were looking to not only bring the newer technology to the plant, but Also introduce operational enhancements that would allow them to be more efficient in their daily operations and not only save money from the operation of the plant, but also allow them to actually use less resources in the daily operation. The whole team in this project was as engaged as has been in any project I've been able to work with in 30 years.
Give them another round of applause. Trey Wingate and Ken Saunders with WK Dixon could not be with us tonight to accept this award, but let's give them and the team at WK Dixon a round of applause in case they're watching online, which I'm sure they are. You won. All those years I watched the Oscars and then they said, I'm proud to accept this on behalf of blah, blah. I thought they got to keep the Oscar. I really did. So many nice awards over there that look really good on my bookshelf. In the category of studies, research, and consulting engineering services, the next Engineering Excellence State Award winner is Kimley Horn for the Atlanta Region Super Bowl 53 Transportation Playbook. Accepting the award, sorry Chandler. Accepting the award is Russell Gribble, Executive Vice President and Chief Consultant with United Consulting. No? Good gosh, really? Kimley Horn. Oh, golly, we got a problem. All right. Hang on. 20, 22, 21. Team members for this project included Rob Ross, Vice President, Liz Johnson, Planning Lead, Sean Coleman, Operations Lead, and from the Georgia Department of Transportation, Matt Glasser, Assistant State Traffic Engineer, and Alan Davis, Assistant State Traffic Engineer. Unfortunately, the Kimley Horn team was unable to join us tonight, but let's give them a round of applause for this outstanding project.
Welcome back to Atlanta and Super Bowl 53.
The Super Bowl 53 Transportation Playbook, designed by Kimley Horn, was the go-to resource for local agencies and event management to make sure transportation logistics were understood and promoted throughout Atlanta.
Kimley Horn was a great partner for us at the host committee. They served as our conductor when it came to traffic and transportation. Some of the traffic and logistical challenges that we faced for the Super Bowl included over 550 buses. We had over 178 vehicles that needed to be escorted to the stadium on game day. We had close to 40 road and lane closures. As we arrived to solutions for the challenges that we were facing, it was important that everyone knew what those solutions were. And with any good sports team, you've got to have a playbook. So Kimley Horn were the masters of that playbook, putting it together so we can ensure that everyone, no matter where they were positioned during the operational period, they all knew what the plays were going to be. The success of the playbook is important for all of our future major events. It is the first thing we're going to go to when we are asked to host an event in the city, and it will serve as our guide.
Well, since I screwed up their award, I'm glad that the Kimley Horn team was not able to see me screw that up. But congratulations to Kimley Horn for the Super Bowl 53 project. Give them another round of applause. And just to be clear, I'm not glad that they weren't here. I wish that they were here because I love Kimley Horn. They are one of my 210 favorite engineering firms in Georgia. I'm just glad they weren't here to see me screw that up. Our final Engineering Excellence State Award winner this evening is in the category of environmental and goes to United Consulting for the Edge on the Beltline project. Accepting the award, you may have heard, are Russell Gribble, Executive Vice President and Chief Consultant with United Consulting.
The realization of the multi-use development, the Edge, along Atlanta's Beltline could not have happened without the work of United Consulting. They delivered an environmental plan to the developer, North American Properties, utilizing brownfield redevelopment and laying the groundwork for site cleanup and removal of deed restrictions.
The Edge had several different challenging aspects, primarily relative to the environmental factors. There was a restriction on the property that prohibited residential reuse. And because of that complicated factor, we needed to develop a feasible approach to allow for removal of this restriction to ultimately allow North American Properties' vision to become a reality. To deal with the environmental factors, we work with North American to enroll the property into what's known as the Georgia Brownfield Program. By completing the brownfield steps, the developer could receive certain liability protections and provide assurances for future occupants of this mixed-use development that it was vibrant and safe.
Congratulations to Russ and United Consulting and all of our Engineering Excellence Award winners, State Award winners. Please give them another round of applause. This next award is kind of a big deal. Of all the people who were nominated for all the awards in all of the categories of Engineer of the Year, one person garnered more total points from the judging panel than all of the other nominees from every category. That's how the overall Engineer of the Year award winner is chosen every year, and it's obviously a very high honor. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 Georgia Engineer of the Year, Susan Burns, Associate Chair and Professor at the School of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Georgia Tech.
From her countless contributions to the field of geoenvironmental engineering to her dedication to educating future engineers, the 2020 Engineer of the Year, Dr. Susan Burns, continues to be an inspiring leader and mentor. Her passion for engineering and creative thinking can be seen in all she touches.
Well, first to say about Susan, she's a superb teacher. She's one of these people who's working at one of the premier research universities in the world. But she's never forgotten the fact that she should be a teacher and that she should be educating students for the future. She came into Georgia Tech as one of the few female faculty members, and she has succeeded tremendously. And as a result, she's a role model to all young women, but she also works to include underrepresented minorities. But geoenvironmental engineering, I think, appealed to Susan because she wants to help save the world. She's that kind of person. Where we've polluted the environment, and we have contamination spilled, all these kinds of things. And somebody has to solve those problems. And she's willing to tackle those problems and in fact work to prevent them.
Thank you so much. This is just such an amazing honor, and I'm very, very grateful. Grateful to Georgia Tech for creating such an amazing environment. Colleagues and students, just incredible people to work with. And most of all, thankful to my family, my children, and particularly Ken, who's given me a lot of support throughout the years. But thank you very much.
Congratulations. Congratulations to the 2020 Georgia Engineer of the Year, Susan Burns, and to all of the other Engineer of the Year award winners. Thank you. ACEC Georgia's Engineering Influence and Engineering Impact Awards honor individuals, one from the private sector, one from the public sector, whose outstanding leadership and achievements have had a positive impact on both the engineering industry and on Georgia's overall business community. And by that measurement, there is no disputing the tremendous impact that Georgia Ports Authority Executive Director Griff Lynch's leadership has had on our industry and our state's economic vitality. Georgia's ports are magnets for international trade and investment and gateways to the world for Georgia-grown and Georgia-manufactured products. They are also one of Georgia's most powerful economic engines, supporting nearly 500,000 jobs, $106 billion in sales, and nearly $9 billion in federal, state, and local tax revenue every year. The Port of Savannah is the largest single-operator port facility in North America. It's the fastest-growing port in the United States, and it's the fourth largest port in total volume in the United States. As Executive Director, Griff oversees all port activity and a 1,300-person staff and a budget with annual operating revenues of $474 million. Griff Lynch is a proven leader, and we're proud to honor him with the 2020 Engineering Influence Award.
The Georgia Port Authority owns and operates 2 deep water ports in Savannah and in Brunswick, as well as 2 inland ports. A major engine of the Georgia economy, the ports are not only an important employer, but they provide products to businesses and consumers throughout the state. Keeping this complex operation running smoothly takes a strong, dedicated leader. The 2020 Engineering Influence Award recipient, Griff Lynch.
Griff's personality is one that he has people want to work for him. He's been able to put a team together that I would say is second to none in the world as far as the shipping business.
Griff has managed 1,300 employees on a day-to-day basis. He's been in the port business all his life, and so everyone that works for him understands that and really has a lot of respect for him.
Griff has been preparing his whole life for this job. We have a phenomenal port, but without Griff's insight and foresight, I don't think we would have seen the growth we've seen.
Griff's always looking out for the different projects that would make us more efficient and become more productive in the years to come.
What one can learn from Griff is planning and investing in the future despite economic downturns will provide unbelievable returns.
Unfortunately, Griff and his team could not be with us this afternoon. However, he was kind enough to share some remarks with us for tonight.
Good afternoon. My name is Griff Lynch, and I'm the Executive Director for the Georgia Ports Authority. I want to take a moment to thank Soli and the ACEC team for the recognition of the Engineering Influence Award. Of course, I received this award on behalf of our entire team at the Georgia Ports and our port partners, especially Moffitt Nickel, AECom, and Hussey Gay Bell. One of the projects that I'm most proud of is the Mason Megarep, which is now open and operating. And I'm really excited that hopefully when things get back to normal, you can all come down and see it and enjoy this incredible achievement by the ports and our partners and the state. So thank you so much for this recognition. I wish you all a wonderful program.
It is hard to overstate the impact that Virgil Williams has had on the economic vitality of the state of Georgia. And he got started really, really early. Before he had even graduated from Georgia Tech, let me say that again, Georgia Tech. I realize I'm outnumbered. This would be a good time to remind you I'm the punchline to your favorite joke. What does a Georgia grad call a Georgia Tech grad? Boss. Speaking of Georgia Tech grads, Virgil Williams, this is before he graduated with an undergraduate degree from Georgia Tech. Here's what he did. He had already developed a 40-home subdivision, a gas station, and a 12-unit apartment project in the city of Atlanta. What were you guys doing, slackers? He later founded Williams Contracting, a company that made its mark in civil and industrial engineering, construction services, and real estate. How many of you have ever been to a bank and a grocery store? That was Virgil Williams' idea. In the early 1980s, Virgil convinced Kroger supermarkets to allow him to open branches of the banks that he owned in their Georgia stores. He later took that concept nationwide, creating a company that, along with those banks that he owned, eventually became part of Bank of America. A pretty big part, because Virgil later served on the board of directors of Bank of America. He served as chief of staff to the governor of Georgia, Zell Miller. He served as a member of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia. And most recently, and currently, he and his family have led the transformation and revival of Lake Lanier Islands into a world-class resort, most recently making a deal with Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville development to invest millions of dollars into the island and into the Lanier World Water Park. Virgil Williams is a legendary Georgian, and we are honored to award him with the 2020 Engineering Impact Award.
When discussing influential individuals in Georgia engineering, Virgil R. Williams, the 2020 Impact Award recipient, is a constant in that conversation. A Georgia Tech graduate, Williams was an integral part of industrial contracting, environmental services, civil and industrial engineering, and real estate throughout Georgia.
Virgil's a man of wisdom, visions. He's not only an engineer, but that's just a small part of what he's accomplished over his lifetime. He's had an unusual ability to spot trends and be ahead of the curve. From an engineering standpoint, he was a tremendous manager. and he's good with people. He's a tough taskmaster. You know, there's no room for error with him. You know, you have to perform, or you can't work for Virgil Williams, that's for sure. At one time, was doing all of them. He worked for every county and city and state, practically, managing all their projects.
After making his mark in engineering, Williams helped innovate banking in Atlanta and served as Chief of Staff for Georgia Governor Zell Miller, among many other accomplishments.
Like Lanier Islands, it was run down, it wasn't being kept up. It was a tremendous asset. And Virgil, he bought it, he turned it around. He's the only one I think could turn Lake Lanier Islands around. Everything's relationships. You pick it up from everybody else, from other people. They'll have an idea, and there's nothing wrong with taking somebody else's idea and improve on it. And he's done that magnificently.
Virgil could not be with us this evening, but his good friend Darrell Rochester did accept his award at the brunch earlier this afternoon. Let's give him another round of applause. We are now down to our final and highest award for an individual engineer. GSPE bestows no higher honor than the Lifetime Achievement in Engineering Award. Joining a long list of distinguished engineers who are past winners of this award, it is my honor to announce Dr. Wayne Clough, President Emeritus of Georgia Tech, as the 2020 recipient of the Lifetime Achievement in Engineering Award.
With a biography that reads like a how-to book for a successful life, Dr. Wayne Clough, the 2020 Lifetime Achievement in Engineering recipient, has done it all, and more importantly, has done it extremely well. Garnering achievements in geotechnical and earthquake engineering, authoring countless peer-reviewed technical papers, teaching at top universities, presiding over Georgia Tech, and as Secretary of the Smithsonian, Dr. Clough has built a legacy that can only be described as awe-inspiring.
Wayne Clough is one of the most accomplished and impressive engineers I ever met. A Georgia Tech alumnus. His early career was in academia, where he became a renowned professor. He was known as an excellent educator, researcher, and as a practitioner to his field of geotechnical engineering, engineering related to the earth. And he was also, at the time, one of the youngest people ever elected to the U.S. National Academy of Engineering, which is about the highest award that a U.S. engineer can receive.
Let me just say that my educational experience went beyond what I expected it to.
He became the president of the Georgia Institute of Technology, where he led the institute to a top 10 ranking for public universities in the United States. Really an amazing accomplishment.
It's a thrill to see the fruition of all that work of all these years now come to its true importance in the world.
He then became secretary of the Smithsonian, leading the largest museum and scientific complex in the world. He helped the institution create a new vision, and the Smithsonian had a great run under Wayne's leadership. And I think this is one of Wayne's really great attributes. He helps people believe in themselves and believe in what they can accomplish.
Let's give him another round of applause. Unfortunately, Dr. Clough was also unable to be with us here this evening, but we do accept this award on his behalf, and he was kind enough to videotape some remarks for us.
At the outset, I'd like to say I'm sorry I'm not able to be with you tonight, but I had another obligation that I felt I had to honor. I'm very grateful to be with you, at least in this forum, to personally say thanks for this recognition that you've given me. To receive the Lifetime Achievement Award in Engineering is humbling and is a great honor, especially when you look at the other people who won this award, including my dear friend Rudy Barnapart, who won it last year. I want to congratulate the other award winners tonight who are with us, particularly Susan Burns, my colleague in civil engineering at Georgia Tech, and Virgil Williams, who is a fellow Tech alum and an old friend. You know, when you win a Lifetime Achievement Award, you start thinking a little bit and you say, first of all, I must be getting old, because you don't get Lifetime Achievement Awards unless you've aged a little bit, and I fit in that category. But the other thing you think about is how you got there and the people who helped you along the way. I would begin with my parents, who didn't get to go to college but saved all their money so I could go to college. And my father, who was the best self-taught engineer that I've ever known. But there are other people, teachers that you encountered, like George Sowers and Alex Vesage at Georgia Tech, Harry Seed, Mike Duncan, and Jim Mitchell at the University of California, Berkeley, and some of the great engineers that I was honored to work with in my consulting career, like Ben Gerwick, like Ralph Peck, and Tor Brecky. These men taught me things that I could not have learned by reading or experiencing on my own, and I'm honored to have known them in my lifetime. But in addition also, I want to say that I'm very grateful to my wife of 57 years who's been with me throughout this whole journey. She put up with a lot of travel and a lot of work on my part, and I'm grateful that she was with me throughout this time. She always reminds me that lots of times when I was traveling, things happened at home that weren't so nice, like a kid falling sick, and she said, "Flower, you're always out of town." But God bless her, she put up with me for 57 years, and I'm grateful for that. So in closing, though, I would like to thank you for one more thing, and that is reminding people that I am an engineer. And not that I was an engineer, I still am an engineer, and always have been throughout my life. But today, in the positions that I've held, I often get introduced as the former president of Georgia Tech or the former secretary of the Smithsonian, and am lauded for things that occurred during those working assignments. But very rarely do people mention that I am an engineer. And it was engineering that made me who I am. I wanted to be an engineer from my childhood. And engineering allowed me to fulfill my dreams. It allowed and prepared me to take on these other more difficult assignments that I had later in my life. And I will always be grateful to engineering for what it did for me and for my life. And I'm thankful to all of you for what you're doing to honor the profession of engineering here tonight. So thank you again for the recognition that you've given me. God bless.
Congratulations to Dr. Clough. I'm sure that he's watching from home, and we send our best to you. It was a good night for Georgia Tech. My gosh, so many Georgia Tech awards. Well, we got through this together, didn't we? We made it. We're at the end. Are you guys a little sad, a little disappointed? Just a little bit? Well, the bar is open. On behalf of ACEC Georgia and the Georgia Society of Professional Engineers, we thank you for joining us today, and congratulations to each and every award winner, both those who were here with us present tonight, those who are watching from home with the other millions, and those of you joining us, those of us who joined us earlier today.